This is Elvina Cook, and I'm going to share an idea with you for a fun and pretty quick and easy card that looks kind of impossible. In fact, it's called the Impossible Card. I got this idea from my upline, Darlene Lombard, who is also my sister. And she got it from another demonstrator who probably got it from another demonstrator who probably got it from, with Stampin' Up!, we demonstrators share our ideas and they just go from there. People take them and run with them, and sometimes the idea you start out with is nothing like what other people end up with. But this one you do have to fold a certain way, so I think the basic is going to be the same. Okay, so let me show you the card. This is the card. It was sitting there. It's a kind of a stand-up card. I'll tip it a little so you can see the greeting. And then on the other side, I've left it blank so that you could write a short message, sign your name, whatever you want. Also, the corners can be used for message too if you want. The nice thing about this is it's made out of one piece of cardstock. And when you look at it, it's like, what? How do you get that? Well, that's what I want to show you. The other nice thing is that you can fold it down like so, and it will fit right into a regular A2 envelope. No extra postage, but yet you've made it a unique card. No extra postage. That's nice. Okay, so this, and I just wanted to tell you too, I used the stamp set, Ride the Range. It's in the January to June mini catalog, only available till the end of June. And then I use the dies that go with that. There's one to cut out the horseback rider, and the hay bales, and the cows, and the horseshoe. And then extra has a big kind of a cutout, clouds, fence, landscape if you want a little rolling hill, and my favorite, the now of course I've drawn a blank, right? I want to say water tower, but that's not. Windmill, the windmill. Okay, so that's what I'm using for this card. Oh, and I believe that the dies are on sale till the end of the month too, or while supplies last, I should say. Here's some ideas, and see, they've used the big cutout to kind of accentuate. Here it looks kind of like a window. So anyway, okay. So for this card, you need, and I have the supplies written down here, and I'll put that in front of the camera for just a minute or two so that you'll have a chance. You can pause it if you want to go back and look to see what you have to do. But the card you need is 5.5 by 4 1/4, and we are going to score it the long way. So I will get my scorer out here and put it to score it. We want to score it at 2 1/8 inch. So let me find the 2 and then the 1/8. Lay it down and run my score blade over that. Okay, now I've got it scored. And what I would like to do then is I like to fold it a little bit. Because this is dark cardstock, it can kind of be a little hard to see that score line. Because next I need to cut into the score line. So I'll take my cutter again, and I'm going to cut at 1 3/8 inch from either end. So I just go down and measure. Let me get this in front of the camera. I want to move a couple of things so that I got room here. So at 1 3/8, here's 1 inch, and there's 1 2 3/8. This time now I'm going to cut. So I'm going to cut right up to the score line, and if you'll notice on the cutter, there's a little line here that tells you where the blade is. So when that line reaches the score line, I can tell my cut is right there. I'm just going to flip it over and score it at 1 3/8 again. This is the cut 1 3/8, 2 3/8, 3 3/8. Okay, this is the cut that can vary depending on what you're going to put in the middle, and I'll explain that just a little bit later. Okay, then I'm going to turn my card. Okay, I've got these cuts here. I'm going to turn it around and cut it in the center here, which the center cut is going to be at 2 3/4. So let me lay it down again. Measure over to 2 1/2 3/4 and cut just up to that score line. This is on the other side. So now you see I've got cuts here, and then I've got the cuts here. Okay, now that wasn't very hard, right? The hardest part is coming. Okay, now if you'll notice, holding my card like this, I've got the 2 smaller cuts here, the 2 bigger cuts here, the 2 bigger pieces here. I'm going to hold it up here, and I'm going to hold it down here, and I'm going to turn it towards me. See that? Look at that. You see how that is? Now I want to just fold this just to kind of make it stay there. Look at that. That is the cut for this card. Whoops, oh, I turned it the opposite way. Well, here. I did, okay. You could do it this way. That's right, I wanted this card to be the opposite. So you can do it either hand. You could hold it here, bring this one forward, or you could hold it here and bring this one forward, whichever way you want it. Okay, so I did it this way. All right, so this is going to be my card. See, that's easy. Now all you have to do is decorate it. There's just a little trick to putting your stuff together here. Okay, so what I did is I've got one that's already cut. I cut out some designer paper like this with it's from the wood grains designer paper. And what I did is I used this side that's kind of white to stamp my greeting. I just stamped my greeting on there, and then I cut another piece to put on the back side that will be for my signature. Okay, so I just wanted to show you the 2 sides. I stuck that down. Now I'm going to stick this one down here and the other one in the other corner. If I wanted another message, maybe I would leave this up and I would stamp something on here, but I'm not. I'm going to be putting items on there. So let me get my tape going, and I'll put my tape on here. I'm going to take this away for now. Put this on here, and then I've got a little piece to put over there, so I'll put some tape on there. Okay, this stuck down, so that's kind of decorated. And then what I'm going to do is, where's my cows? I stamped my cows, and then I colored them with Stampin' Blends. I colored the cows actually with the ivory blend and a little bit of the brown, and the grass is the green. So this is the one part where you may change things out a little bit, and that is this measurement. What you need to do is look at what you're going to put in between. I had made one card where this was just 1 1/4 inch. The cows would not fit. They couldn't get them to overlap because you want them to stick to both. So if it's, you can vary the width of this from 1 inch to 1 1/4 to 1 3/8. You want to have a little gap there, so 1 3/8 is probably about as big as you want to go. So there. So I'm going to put my cows here and my fence. So what I'm going to do is I just have a little bit. Maybe I'll leave the white under here so you can see. I've just got a little bit, probably the cow head and the feet, and then a little bit of that to stick over the edge. So I'm going to use a glue dot underneath there. So I'll put a little glue dot under the cow's head and a little glue dot right here where the cow is grazing. And I'll put this underneath, and then sometimes just to make sure I don't stretch it out, I'll lay it on a card, because it can be easy to get this off a little like that. I don't want it to be off. So set it here, put my cows down. My cow and my cow. All right. There we go. We don't have any tape showing behind. There we go. We got our cow on there. And then that open range has this cool fence. So I can put the fence on there. And then I have my horseback rider. I put on here. And then I'm going to put my hay bales on the back side. So I already stuck my hay bales together with a couple of glue dots. This is 2 hay bales I cut out, so they overlap nicely. So let me go ahead and get a couple of glue dots on here. Put a glue dot there, and there, one at the top and bottom, and one on the bottom, the top here. Okay, and again, just to make sure this doesn't get out of alignment, I'll stick that on here. Okay, now I've got my hay bales. Now that's a pretty sturdy card, okay? I really like this windmill, but I can't use it. You know, if you put it on here, it won't fit in the envelope. I could possibly put it on there and just have it be a laying down one. That depends if I want. Okay, so let me set this aside for a minute, and I will quickly cut out my horse with my baby boss, which is so fun to use. Let me get the horse here. All these dies will fit in the little one. The this big one is clear to the edges, so you'll want to be careful when you're cutting that out, but it will fit in here. Okay, what did I do with, here it is. It's clear, so I can't even see it. Okay, oops, I moved that a little bit. So once again, too, I stamped the cowboy with Memento ink, and then I colored him with Stampin' Blends. Okay, let's see if I can roll this through here. Let me do it over here where I don't move the paper around so much. And then you can see I've got my cowboy, and I think I would put him on with some dimensionals. So I've got dimensional. I put a couple under here because that won't make it stick up too high. Whoops. Sorry, I'm shaking the table a little bit. So let me get my cowboy on here. He's rounding up the cattle, maybe bringing them home. And then what did I do with my fence? And then I'm going to stick my fence across here, and I will use the little glue to put that down. Okay, I know that I'm running out of memory on my phone and power, so I think I've mentioned this before. When you use this glue, I finally learned that you just need a gentle hand is what you need with this. So I'm going to look here. I want the fence to be here. There'll be a little bit of fence touching the cows there. The rest of the fence will be down over here. So let me just see if I have time. If I run out, well, just remember, if you need to, if you don't have a demonstrator, you know, you can contact me by email or go to my webpage, order through there, or just contact me. Okay, this is going there. That's going to be in the air. So I don't want too much on there. That's going to be on the, whoops, I think I went one down too far. It's going to be with the cows. This one will be all over on here. So just little dots. Whoops. Otherwise you end up with glue all over, which is why I didn't like this one, because I was always ending up with glue all over until I learned to use a gentle hand with it. Okay, now let's see if I can get this on here. Get that down. Oops. This. There we go. Now, here we go. There's our card. We've got the fence in the front. We've got the greeting here. We've got the back side, and if I want to, I could stamp something there or write something there, but then this is where I'll sign my name. We've got a card, a fun card for someone. So, thanks for looking. Bye.